All right, so we're 5 minutes plus in. So let's get going. I got 5 of you guys watching. I got just a couple players ready in Crapsee. Only 2 playing in Crapsee, but by all means, if you don't know what Crapsee is, Crapsee.com. You can download it and play along in the app. And we're gonna go with a cool new view tonight. How you like that? This is how all the online gamers do everything. So you get to see my mug right over the top of the actual craps table we're rolling on. And I'll just kind of switch the view to show you what it looked like previously. So that's what we looked like before. And I might go back to that now and then, but for right now, we're going to use this view. So got a few more players in Crapsee. So here we go. Let's pick it up. All right. So $1,000 bankroll. I'm going to play the same strategy I played last week. So I don't need anything on the table to start. So here we go. Let's get them dice out. Yeah. And we got a 4-3-7 on the come out. Come out 7. Looks like almost everybody's ready. We'll have a drink of our margarita while we're waiting. It is Taco Tuesday, you know. All right, here we go. Dice are out. Midnight. Looks like it's going to be one of those. Takes us a little bit to get a point. While we're waiting, let's read some comments. Everyone loves Kung Fu. There you go. Jen, or you're playing under the table. So yeah, I love the recurring table. You guys weren't expecting a recurring table. So I just went back and tried to cheat and use the settings from last week, and it pulled up the same table. So I figure what the heck, we'll do that for the month of April. If I continue doing this every Tuesday in May, then I'll reset the table every week. So, and apparently I was glitching. Yeah. So I had 2 different internet connections going, and my computer did not know which one to go with. So I think it was hopping back and forth. Number 3, another come out 7. Jen is hating life right now if she's on her normal don'ts. Need a better coaster. Because this one just keeps sticking. All right, almost everybody ready? Let's do it. Sometime today, we will get a point. And that time is now because we got us a 3, 2, 5. So let's put puck on the 5 on the table, mark the 5. I think we also, we had a 7 there that reset the ATS. So 5 is going to be the first non-7 number. And let me get my own bets down on the actual table. And then Crapsee. So you got 10 on the 10, and 10 on the 4, 12 on the 6 and 8. There you go. I'm going to try and do everything the same in Crapsee this week. I screwed that all up last week. And dice are out. 6, 1, 7. 7 out. So we're off to a rough start. That put me down 42 because I was up a whole $2 from last week. We were big winners last week for sure. Anything you walk away with is a win, right? So let's clear the table. You're just going to put all that right there. Push that up against the rack. Dump the bowl. Puck goes off. ATS resets. Get some new dice. We like those two. We don't need to toss them against the back wall 8 times to figure that out. Just pick 2 and go. Everybody's ready? Here we go. Dice are out. We're gonna stay at random tonight. Not wasting any time doing any setting. 5, 4, 9. That'll be the point. That'll be the sister of the last number. And let me know in the chat if you are new to craps. 5, 4, 9. Always interesting to know who's watching. Hello, Mike. How are we this evening? They got 9 watching in YouTube and 6 players on Crapsee. So if you don't know what Crapsee is, crapsee.com, go download. You can find this table in the live tab. Play along with fake money, all fantasy, Monopoly money. Hone your skills at this game we love called Craps. All right, we got 6 ready, almost everybody ready. We're going to go ahead and go. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot bets. We can't do that. So let's get them back up there real quick. That's the good thing about the 5-second timer is it lets me do that real fast and I get right back to it. Okay, I'm just going to set that out there for now and we'll fix it just for expediency's sake. Here you go, dice are out. 4, 1, 5, which is fine because that's the hole. I got nothing on the 5. And while we're waiting for everybody to do their bets, we'll go ahead and set ours up. Same as I have them in Crapsee. We'll go out with another 44. Basically skipping the 5 and 9. Well, those are not the bank's money. My money. Okay. Almost put that money in the bank. Sticks working stack. I like the deal from this side of the table. I need to get more practice on that side of the table where the big bank is. So when I finally do have a home game, I can deal from over there with everything upside down. Looks like pretty much everybody's ready. Here we go. The dice are out. 5, 4, 9. We hit the point. We're gonna roll fives and nines tonight. I got a whole nother strategy I need to be playing. We did this last weekend. So the puck's gonna come off. Let's see, we've hit the 9. And we hit the 5. Everybody's ready? Here we go. Dice are out. Coming out. This will be a come out roll. Midnight. And I rolled it. So let's flip it back. Mark the midnight. Almost everybody ready. Let's go. Dice are out. 6, 4, 10. Down on the end. So that's going to make me a little bit. Let's mark it. It's going to give me 18. We're going to pay 20 for 2. We're going to stack those on 4 and 10. Split it in half. Stack it on the 4 and 10. Oh, no, wait, that's the point. Dang it. All right, so let's walk that back. I forgot we were waiting on a point there. So eager to get my strategy to work. I forgot we had to get a point first. And we got another midnight. See a horn, bet a horn. Kinda would have worked if you bet it twice. All right, just about everybody ready. Let's go. Nice throw. 3, 1, 4. There we go. Now we got a hit on our strategy. Could have just left it there, I guess, huh? Mark 4. Get it marked for you guys. Pay it. Do the same thing I just did last time. Trade 2 for 20. Pays 18. Make sure I bet it on the table and in Crapsee. Make them buy bets. That's the other thing. Should become a buy bet at 20. And everybody's ready. So here we go. Dice are out. 5, 2, 7 outs. It's gonna be brutal tonight. I have a feeling. So never set the puck. I never set the puck on the table. Now I know why I was confused, right? No. All that comes down. Dice go to the bowl. Bowl gets dumped. ATS resets. This is bugging me. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. It's the extra set of dice hanging out over there. All right, so let's pick 2. Put the rest back. Gonna pick them snake eyes right there. Put this in this other rack and get rid of it for now. Down almost $100. Everybody's ready. Coming out. 4, 3, 7 on the come out. Goodness gracious. Let's get all these sevens out of the way now. It's a big come out cookie there. It's Brian from HCS says. Dice are out. 10, hard 10. Let's mark the 10. Gonna need $44. So there's 50. We'll change that out. So there's my 44 and my 6 and change. It'll go back to my rack. Same thing going on the table. And I'm doing 44 inside, outside. On the inside here, I'm going for double tap. On the outside, I'm going for double tap and reset. I'm actually not going for double tap. I'm taking the winnings and splitting them between the two on the second hit, coming back down. On the 6 and 8, I'm going to press the number that hit. If it gets a second hit, I'm going to come back down. That covers me. I'm out of the hand. And then we'll expand to the 5 and 9 on the next hits. So, quick rundown of the strategy that I am currently playing. 5, 1, 6. The mixer. So we'll pay that guy out. Let's do that from this over here. Kind of using one of the other rails to hold the excess. So we'll press the 6, rack the 2, mark the 6, and here we go. Dice are out. 6, 2, 8. That's a great 8. Oof. That was almost bad. I almost marked the wrong number. And it would have been a bad number if I'd hit enter real quick. But I caught it. Still need that undo button in Crapsee. So let's pay that out. Then we're going to press the 8. I'm a one-handed deal, and I should be two-handed dealing. Good thing I didn't hit the 8 because I forgot to bet in Crapsee. I think we got 10 players in Crapsee. 51 cumulatively between last week and this week. Here we go. Dice are out. 6, 4, 10. That would be the point. Little pup's going to come off. That 8 on the ATS. It's like nobody did much on that one because everybody's all of a sudden ready. Check something on the phone real quick. Somebody changing their mind. Go with your first intuition. Don't change it up. Okay. Here we go. Enough people ready to go? Dice are out. 3, 2, 5. I don't have anything on the 5. That'll be the point. That'll be the new point. That's what I needed to do. Mark the point. And now we're going to press up our 10, which I just realized I forgot to pay in the table. Press up our 4 and our 10. It looks like Big AZ just started. Here we go. So the casino just opened another table. If you don't like this one, you can always hop to that one, or vice versa. Kind of like the real thing. We got a 639. It's like we're gonna roll some sisters again tonight. Inoue Coin Master, subscribe, Fantasy Craps. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Thanks for the subscribe. Of course, like and subscribe. I don't think I say that enough, but I think enough people watch YouTube know that's what you do. Maybe we gotta remind everybody once in a while, right? So go hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell. You really got to hit the bell with me because I don't schedule a lot. I just kind of do it randomly. This might be the first scheduled live stream I have done. Dice are out. 516. So we're going to get out of hand on this one. Our 24 is going to pay 28. We'll do 30 for 2, just to make things a little easier. We're going to come back down to base level, 12 on each of those. And that makes us out of the hand. At least on this hand, we're still in the hole overall. According to Crapsee, I am down $14. So that's not too bad. Let's mark the 9. I think did we hit a 4? No, we didn't hit 4. 9. Yeah. All right, here we go. Everybody's ready? 516, right back to that 6. Maybe Randy's going to get on it. So this time we're going to expand. So I'll do 15 for 1. And we'll get the point. We'll get the 5. I don't really think any one of them's been more common than the other tonight. So could tell if the roll tracker didn't also include last week's rolls. And overall, between this week and last week, looks like the 5's hot. So we'll stick with that. Doesn't really mean anything because these are all random. I think I was setting a little bit last week, and it doesn't matter because there's the 6-1. So we get out of the hand, and then we get a little $5 profit out of the hand, and then we're done. That's the problem with these get out of the hand systems is you spend your time getting out of the hand, you're not really getting up. But you play more aggressively, you can also spend that same time getting way down. So it's always a balancing act on what you want to play. I'm a little more conservative and disciplined and small bankroll, short stack. So I tend to favor getting out of the hand. Played it safe. So puck's going to come off. I'm going to pick two, not those two. Those two dice are out. 6, 4, 10. Puck's going to go to 10. We'll mark it. I'm getting messages. Get our bets up. I hit the button too fast, so I'll undo it for you guys. Reminders are necessary for us old folks. Yep, I have Post-its all over my desk at work that I can't remember jack. And as you can tell, somebody just came home. So, all right, everybody's ready. Looks like here we go. 5, 4, 9. Wow, that's kind of cool. I don't think that came over the audio very much. We got a 9 and a 10 so far on the mark for the ATS. There we go. Dice are out. Hard 10. If I can get these dice to come off the wall. That's going to pay us 18. I got to pay it 18 because I don't have any change. We'll press the 4 and the 10 up to 28 each and make them buy bets. And puck comes off. Here we go. Dice are out. A little bit of a short roll, but we got a 4. Which would have been nice for a pressed up 4, but puck's off and I am following the puck. What do you guys think of my view tonight? Let me know what you think in the comments. You guys like this view, or do you like last week's view a little better, which is this view here? Looks like everybody's ready. So dice are out. And there's a 4, 3, 7 outs. Goodness gracious. So we did not get out of that hand. Seem like we're grindy tonight. It's going to come off. ATS is going to reset. Dump the bowl. Get 2 new ones. You gained a couple of players. Welcome to the dark table. 4, 2, 6. That'll be the new roll, new points. Buck's gonna go on the 6. Let's mark it. Red. This session is awesome. Enjoying this at home. Mike likes this week's view. Today's view is better. Yeah, I like it. Like that's how all the gamers do it. So and you can still see the table, the important parts at least, you know. That's what all the cool kids are doing. So put some bets up. So I gotta get 50 out to get 44 inside. Just get change. I went up 44 inside, but 44 on the table. I need some ones. Here we go. Everybody's ready. Dice are out. PSO. PSO. Is that PSO? 5-2. 7 out. It rolled, but it was a 5-2. Dang it. Getting killed. Getting killed. All right. So if your strategy is not working, what would we do? What should we be doing? I'm gonna change it up. What you should do on a real table, and this is practice for the real table. So I am going to change it up. And we're gonna put 50 on the don't. Going a little dark. And just because I'm gonna put 5 on the all. Here we go. Dice are out. 3, 1, 4. Great point for the don't. So we're going to put up a $30 need change. Do a $30 6 and a $30 8. That's my all, by the way. They're not marked, but those ones in the middle right there, that's my ATS. Dice are out. You got a 6 3 9. Should have put those on the 5 and 9, huh? And let's mark the table correctly for the ATS. Got some stuff. There we go. I think this margarita is a little bit weak. All right, looks like everybody's ready. Here we go, dice roll. And that is going to knock off my don't because that's a 3 1 4. Looks going to come off. My don't is going to be a loser. Make some room in the dealer rack here. So we'll go back up with another don't. I'm actually going to ladder it up to 75. Don't think I would really normally do that, but this is going to be my recovery today. All right, here we go. Dice are out. Short roll, and it's a 6 4 10. Another great one for the don't. Didn't work out for us last time with the 4, but DP is a hit and miss. Those last two would have hit. Yeah, of course. When I switch strategies, then my previous strategy starts working, right? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be out of it yet. Need 2 hits on those. But since that 10, that 10 was the point. Um, that wouldn't have paid me. I'm off on the point on the come on roll. All on the puck. So all right. So 8 out of 10 ready. Let's go. 5 1 6. All right. So we're gonna get a hit. All right. And we're gonna take that. Let's see. Since now normally I would double tap this, but since the 5 and 9 have been hitting, I'm going to take part of that and place the 5. Do a little bit of play what's hitting instead of a strict adhered to strategy. All right. Almost everybody ready? So let's go. Dice are out. 2 1 3. Need that for the ATS. It's not a wasted roll. I normally don't play the ATS, but you know, once in a while. Hmm. Just put that on the table. And just about everybody ready. Somebody dropped off. Here we go. Dice are out. 549. Of course, the number I didn't pick is the one that hits. That's how it goes every time, you know. Anecdotal maybe, but you know, we already hit the 9 once on this roll, so that's fine. And we will go probably one more shooter after this one, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, here we go. Dice are out. 8. Hard 8. So that is going to pace. And we will do the same thing. We'll pick up the 9. You know, I think I didn't pay that one last time. I didn't pay it on the table. Let's do that here. Forgot to pay my 5 on the table. Did make the bet on the Crapsee app though. So here we go. Let's look out. Everybody's already ready to go. So off we go. 639. Ah, that paid off. Nice. We will collect that one. So that 25 is going to pay 35. Take that one to the rack. Eight should be marked. Like everybody's ready. Here we go. 538. That one we will also collect. That's going to pay us 35. Take it to the rack. Time to recover. This is our recovery strat. Something sticky on my floor here. So we're going to get rid of that real quick. That's bugging me. I think I must have spilled some margarita. And it's going to be all slippery. All right, everybody's ready? Dice are out. 639. Well, that 9 is hot. All right, this time we're going to press that guy up. We're going to press him up to 50. Chips. You guys are quiet in the chat tonight. You got 10 watching and 11 in Crapsee. So, should I assume that if you're playing, you're watching, and if you're watching, you're playing, dice are out? Long rollback, 5-1-6, the mixer. That's nice. That one we're also going to press. Rack of 5. Gained a few players. I think we picked up any, no, we haven't picked up any more ATS numbers. So we are kind of nailing the insides there. All right, almost everybody ready? Dice are out. 5-1-6, the mixer. Nice. That one we will collect. Oh, I forgot to press it up in Crapsee. Dang it. On the table, I got 60 on it, so that's going to pay 70. We'll do 75 for 5. And rack that. All right, everybody's ready? Here we go. 4. Hard 4. Don't have anything on the 4 yet. I'm inside. So here we go. Looks like we picked up a few more players. Dice are out. Slowly building. Of course, we build players as I'm getting ready to wind her up. So that's a leaner, but I can see the 6, so I'm going to call that a 6. The other one's a 4, which makes it a 6-4-10. Which is not great. That kills my don't. Make a little progress, do a little losing, and I got 75 on that Joker. The upside is I forgot to put my don't on the table in Crapsee. So my earlier mistake, I guess, kind of balanced it off. So forgot to press my 6, didn't get paid on it. Forgot to put my don't up, didn't lose the don't. So I'm up 51 in Crapsee. Be interesting to see what the two bankrolls turn out to be on the between the table and there. They shouldn't be far off because that's pretty even offset, I think. All right, so I haven't hit that 5 in a while, and that should be hitting since we've been hitting the inside. So I'm going to work my 5 and only 5 on the come out. See if we can get it on the come out. We have 15 players and 11 ready. We've been up to 58, but this is a 2-week table, so or 2 Tuesday table, I guess, 2-day table. So 58 includes those that were on last week. And I don't know how many returning players we have, but everybody's ready. Here we go. Dice are out. Coming out. Oh, beautiful, baby. Beautiful. 415. What a call. 4-1. Pretty awesome. It's totally random, but so my 5 is going to get paid. And of course, I didn't work it on the Crapsee. So now we're going to be off again. 35. 5 on the table. Some dice ready. Kind of funny when you get people pop in, pop out, play here, play there. I wonder if some people are trying to. I think there's two of us live right now. I wonder if some people try to pop back and forth between tables. Here we go. 549. Very nice. So I got 50 on the 9. 50 is going to pay 70. We're going to pay it 75 for 5. And we will collect that guy. We're back up in the positive. Let's see where we are. There's 300. No, 400. 450. 500. So I'm up more on the Crapsee than I am on my table because of all the backwards errors I've made between the two. So it looks like everybody's ready. Part 6. Forgot to hit the submit button there. So since we are on a fairly above average roll, and I'm pushing an hour, I'm over an hour, this will be the last shooter. And almost everybody ready? So here we go. Dice are out. 6-2, grade 8. So that's going to pay us 35. And we will press it. Oh, hang on. I'll unlock you guys. I hit it too fast. Great thing about the 5-second timers, you only have to wait 5 seconds to unlock it. All right, here we go. Dice are out. Good night. Needed that for the ATS. Almost everybody ready. Do a little check change on the table here. There we go. It's 500. So 900 on the table plus 925. So 929 on the table. I did not pay something besides making mismatched bets on the table. 314. Don't have it. Haven't picked it up yet. I probably should have picked that guy up instead of collecting or pressing. We've hit him a couple of times this roll. If we're thinking about that, take that. Well, no. 9 we've been liking a lot. Don't want to move anything. We'll leave it alone. Next hit, we'll press that. We'll catch that 4, and the next one we'll catch the 10. All right, everybody just about ready. So here we go. Dice are out. Should have done it. 314. Dice have ears, y'all. For sure, for sure. Goodness. I don't. We don't talk about Fight Club because you know, not even gonna look over there or up there. Right, skill. Oh, they're not superstitious, but other people are, and it kind of does things. Right. But everybody's ready. We got some undecided folks out there. We're gonna hit the button. Here we go. Hard six. Nice. 3-3. Oh, so that is going to pay us 70. We're gonna rack the change, and we're gonna pick up the 4 and the 10. Haven't hit the 10 in a while, so we'll see how that goes. And we're gonna buy the 4 and the 10 as well. Those are buys. All right. Just about everybody ready? Dice are out. And that's it. All she wrote. Big red, 6-1. We're done. And give me a minute and we'll wrap it all up. Oh, okay. So I see. I was up 2 something in Crapsee, but I forgot. Your net includes what you got on the table. So up 46 overall. We'll see if that's the case on the table as well, or how far we're off. That was a nice long roll. I probably should have regressed at some point there instead of expanding that last time, but that's being the last roll is when you really kind of want to go for it, I guess. So let's reset everything and then dump the bowl and almost killed my bankroll, but lots of box hits to help out. Jeez, what a roll. Yes, that was a pretty good roll. See, ATS is looking nice, and all I needed was that 2, I think, right, for the small. And I can't remember what I was missing for the tall, but yeah, I had that 5 out there. That would have been a nice little hit for the tall, because that's all I bet on that one, the ATS. Okay, so let's see what we got here in the rack on the table. I had $1,000 to start with. There's 400. That makes it 900. And in the differences of forgetting to bet on one place or the other, we're $1 short of being down 50. So we're down like 51. Yeah, down like 51 on the table. Conversely, I'm up 46 in Crapsee. So that's a difference that forgetting to bet something will make. It's kind of a good example of that. If you and your partner next to you are playing the same exact strategy and you're jacking your jaw and you miss a bet and they don't, that's how they come out with more money than you. So that happens all the time. I'll be standing next to somebody and I know they're playing the exact same strategy that I'm playing. And I'll look over and I'm like, how do you end up with more than I did? And then it's because I was yakking and missed something, which happens when you're playing with a bunch of people. So let's take a look at the standings overall. J Rolla, I don't think played tonight, but still up 11K from last week. That's what we don't have. So let's look at see if we can look at I can't look at the leaderboard. It would be cool if we had the chart, kind of everybody's chart for the whole leaderboard. Yeah, so you can kind of, if I go through the names, you can see who didn't play at all this week. All those people in the top 6 did not play this week, it looks like. Somebody hopped in. There we go. So, Enoy Coin Master, new subscriber. Thanks for subscribing. Wow, I really took advantage of those rolls on those that last one. Good pressing. That's cool to see. And you looks like you regressed right at the right time because you didn't lose a lot at the end there. So good call on that. That's what I want to see. It'll be interesting to go back and look and see what you're actually playing and how you're playing it roll by roll, which you can do in Crapsee. Kind of can see all the rolls that everybody else, how everybody else is betting and stuff. So, uh, 85 Bears. Mike was playing the Arnold 180. That's cool. Yeah, that would have worked pretty good for the Arnold, I think. So from the top left, you can see the leaderboard too. Yes, you see the leaderboard there. But what I like about this part right here is if I go to the rolls, I can click on each individual roll, and then I can click on you can click on that player, so you can see their bets for that particular roll and what they lost. And so it takes a little bit of time to go through and analyze those, but you can really break it down and see how somebody played. And any table that you played on that was on the live tab, after I close the table, it will move to the group tab if you played on. So you should be able to see that table later on the group tab. And that's where I revived it from tonight, from last week. So it moves back to the live tab and so on. So if you want to analyze somebody else's strat, you're like, well, that person really did great playing. You can go analyze how they were playing, kind of see what their strat was along the way. So the more you learn this game, the more you find that there are all kinds of strategies to use. There are no new strategies. It's kind of like music, but we keep reinventing the wheel and sampling just like musicians do, and coming up with what we think is a new way to play, but it's just a combination of old ways. But there's no magic formula, but it's a fun game to play, and that's why we all play it, right? So Crapsee does show a lot of different things if you know how to go look at it and really get in the weeds and analyze if you're into that sort of thing. So, all right. So that's enough yakking. I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to try and do this every Tuesday for the month of April. And we're calling it Just Another Tuesday. And I'm going to keep this table. I will revive this table again next week. So if you aren't one of those people who have zeroed out your rebuys, then that's what this orange tab will show you, how many rebuys everybody's got. If you aren't one of those people down there at the bottom who've bought in multiple times and blew all your rebuys, then you get to play again next week. And then I'll reset for, if I keep going for May, I'll reset, and next month I'll do a different table every week. I am going to at some point do the $1 million thing again, and depending on how schedules go, I might do that on Monday. So I think Monday is probably going to become $1 million Monday. Not every Monday, but I'm shooting for Mondays, doing $1 million Monday. So if you guys want to try and make $1 million with a big $50,000 bankroll to start with, we're gonna see if we can do it. So all that being said, oh, cool! First time using the app, first time player. That's cool. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome. So it's a cool little community we have. If you look around on YouTube, you'll find quite a few of us, and everybody who shows up on the live tab has a channel. So that's a good way to find some of us that do the live streams. So just look at that and then look for their channels. Once you start finding one, you'll find the rest. Pretty tight knit community. There's quite a few of us, and we have quite a few, at least 4 or 5 little live meetups around the country, different times of the year. So neat community to get into if you like to play this game and meet other people who like it as well. So, all right, enough said. I'm wrapping it up. thank you guys for joining me. And we're going to switch over to the logo here, and I'm going to stop talking, and good night. Thanks for watching Great Craps. And remember, you can play anywhere.